Well, hi, this is Shirley from Shirley's Art Ventures, and today I'm going to show you how to make a keychain with Kumihimo.
Well, here is the bracelet that I want to make the keychain to look similar to. So what I'm going to need for that is I am going to need a little keychain hook here, some bobbins for Kumihimo, some charms, the disc, the cord, and some beads. And I actually have the beads ready to go from the bracelet. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pick out some charms to use because there. So those are my charms that I'm going to be using in my Kumihimo. Of course I can't say that while I'm on camera, but that's nothing unusual. So I'm just going to set this little guy here, get rid of those, and those are the beads that was used in my bracelet. So I'll be using those beads in my charm too. Unfortunately, I only have a silver keychain thing, but that's okay. So to do the charm will probably be about so long, and these are the threads that I picked out for that. So you're going to need 8 to go onto this disc, and the rule of thumb is if you want your keychain or something to be that long, you need to make it 3 times longer than that. So 2, 3, and I'm going to be doubling these, so I'm just going to double the length here and snip it. So I need 8 of these, and I think I'll go with 1 pink, 1 gray, and 2 whites. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this in half. And see if I can get this going right. We're going to put the end through the keychain, and then I'm going to open it up and bring the tail through, and if I did it right, it will connect. If I didn't do it right, I'll get to do it over, but I think it will connect, and now we just need to tighten it down. So that's the start for this. So on each one of these we are going to put on 2 beads. So we're going to make it quicker, and you'll have a rope on the end of the beaded section. So let's put the charms on the pink strands. So I'm going to put this charm on. Now, good thing we have a big end here, and I'll put the heart charm on here. And we're going to take one of our bobbins. I bought new bobbins for my class, and I had 2 sets of bobbins, and I can't find my old bobbins. So that kind of bites, you know, have a class, you think you have all the supplies, and then you can't find part of it. So we're going to wrap it around the bobbin, and then we'll put the charms inside of the bobbin to start with, to kind of get it out of the way. It'll be nice to have some comparison ones too, so when I do have the class, they can pick and choose how they want to put their beads on. I just kind of need to get these out of the way. So that was the white ones, and now I got the pink ones to go on, or to try to go on. You know, threading 2 on is a whole lot easier than threading like 8 or 10 or 12, especially if you're not using a needle. So you do need 8 bobbins. Yeah, you know, we just cleaned the house too. I found, honestly, I didn't find a whole lot of stuff because I guess I knew where most of the stuff was that I used all the time. So there was no real surprises in finding things, which is too bad. It's always fun to find things that you didn't knew you had, but didn't come up with too many surprises there. Okay, now we're going to put on the ones with the shimmer. And we're going to bring out our disc. Now, the disc is divided into 32 sections. As you braid, you're going to be twisting the disc, and with setting it up, you're going to drop the keychain part through the hole and dividing up your threads to the different sides of the disc. So we're going to get these threads out of the way, because you know, I'll probably make a mess. That's what I tend to do. And hopefully we won't make too big of a mess with these. So we're going to drop that through the bottom, and we're going to start putting these around. So the little dots, you're going to put one thread on one side of the dot and the other thread on the other side of the dot until your beading disc is full with the 8 strand beading that we are doing. So we got our disc loaded. You could put a weight at the bottom down here, because you do need to pull things down and have it heavier, or I hold on to it with my fingers underneath for the tension. So it becomes a very repetitive stitch. And I'm right-handed, so I pull down from the right. I go straight down, and I take, then there's 3 here at the bottom. I take the one on the left side and go straight up. And then you turn it a quarter turn. Do the same thing with the next one. Pull the right side down, left side up, quarter turn. And we're going to be doing this for a while so we get a good start to our beading, and then we'll start dropping in beads. This is a nice repetitive motion, and once you get going on it, it's easy to do. You don't want your discs or your threads too long, or they'll get all tangled, and that is no fun. So when you stop to take a break, you always stop with 3 on one side and 1 on the other side. That way you know where to begin again. You know you're going to be pulling up one of those 3. Since I'm right-handed, I'm going to be pulling up the left side. So I am going to stop filming for a while, and I'm going to just do some braiding, and when I get a good length, I will come back to you and we'll start adding the charms. Well, I'm back. I braided about 1 inch. You can see it right there. It looks pretty. So we're going to start adding the charms. So I'm going to add them on the down pulls. So I'm going to pull my left side up, and I'm going to turn my disc a quarter turn, and I'm going to start adding my beads on each of my down pulls. So you're going to loosen the beads out of the bobbin, and these are the, gotta find them in there first. You don't want it too long. You're going to be in trouble. So we're going to pull the beads out of the bobbin, and then we're going to wind the bobbin slightly. And we're going to only do 1 bead at a time. So you're going to be dropping the beads in so they go in, behind, and under, and then pulling that down. So that's going to be from the down side. So we're going to pull the left side up again and twist it, and we're going to get the next bead ready to be pulled in. I don't know what bead is on which bobbin, because I just kind of randomly put them in there and I don't totally know what's on. Okay, I'm going to pull these out. These are the pretty little pink ones. Since it's only 2 on each bobbin, it won't be too hard. Okay, gonna pull in one of those beads and drop it in behind, and then pull that down. Go to the next one and turn it, and we'll find out. It's kind of a mystery here. What is in the bobbin? Oh, it's one of the little white beads. So there's only 2 on each one. Pull it in, drop it behind, pull it down, pull left side up, turn it. Oh, charm is in this one. Let's see what comes up. It's like a little mystery here. A little flower in the heart is wrapped in here. Let's kind of get them on the edge. Wrap up excess. If you don't wrap up the excess, you may have a tangled mess while you're doing it. One thing you gotta, if you're adding charms and things, you gotta make sure that they go through the holes. Okay, let's pull this up. Turn it 90 degrees. And we'll find out what's in this bobbin. Oh, it's another charm. And I think if you become a real expert at this, you know what's going to come up next. Well, I'm not an expert. I'm an amateur expert, whatever that means. So the little flower is falling in this time. Okay, we're going to pull this one up. And, oops. I got kind of there. And we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and we'll see what's in this one. Oh, these are the shiny beads. I think I have 2 of those, 2 sets of those in here too. So we're going to add that in. So all the charms going to be kind of in the middle here. So maybe what I'll do is I will do a set with the charms and the beads, and then do another length of plain Kumihimo, can't say it today on camera, and then finish up with more of these, and maybe even space them out a little bit. So we're just gonna get them all moving along now, and then I'll probably go off camera and do another inch or so without any beads getting put in. So when you put your beads in, you gotta try to get them behind, which isn't doing here. It needs to fall behind. And tighten this one up. And pull this one out. And turn it again. And I think we still got a couple more beads to get into the mix here. Then we'll take a break from adding the beads. Okay, pull that behind, pull it down, pull this one up, turn it 90 degrees. Okay, we're back to the beginning here with the adding of the beads. So I am going to go off camera again, and I'm going to do about another inch of just plain braiding, and I'll come back and we will add, we'll see how it looks, and then we'll decide how we want to add the second half of the beads, because maybe we don't want them all together. Maybe we want them kind of divided up. Instead of doing them all at once, we do them like every 3rd or 4th round. So we can think about that when I come back. Well, we're back. I braided another inch or so, and this is how the charms felt. They're all kind of grouped together, and I would prefer to have them more separate. So I think with this part of the bracelet, we will try to work to separate everything out a little bit. So we're going to continue on by going up, turning it, and we're going to bring down a bead. Now we only got one bead on each strand for this part, but instead of bringing down a bead every single time, I think I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. So we'll try to make a round. So that'd be 1, and we'll do 2, then we'll do 3, and then we'll do 4, and let's see, is there a bead here? Or okay, so we're going to bring down the next one, and we'll do 4 more after that, so that should space them out somewhat. So I think I'll do another sample with everything on one strand. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3, get myself mixed up here too. And 4. Do we have a bead on this one? No. Hey, that's the gone one. I didn't think so. Oh, that's probably the one I used before. Okay, let's see. There's a bead on the next one. And we'll drop it in if there is. Oh, sure enough, there's a little tiny bead there. We'll drop that little guy in. And we'll go around again. We'll do 4 times or 5 times. We'll see. I'm gonna make it random because, you know, this is your keychain, my keychain. You can make it any way you like to make it as pretty as you want. And you can put it on your belt. You can put it someplace else. Okay. Put it on your purse. Okay, so when the next bead comes up, we're going to drop it in. Okay, it's the check glass bead that's getting dropped in. At the end, we'll compare how we did our 2 sections, and with my next one that I'm going to demonstrate, we'll see how that compares. So we're going to try to go around again. Get a few more through here and then drop a bead in. That way they're going to be spread out just a little bit more. So I think the next one I'll try to see if there's a bead to drop. No, not on this one yet. So whenever the next one comes up, I'll drop a bead down. And there's the bead. We'll drop him in. And if you put a lot of beads on, you could drop them in all the time, and then it becomes very vast with beads, and that's, you know, makes a very cool thing too. Maybe I'll show you some different keychains that I've made. You know, kind of experimenting with dropping beads in, different kinds of beads. Okay, so whenever I find the next bead, I'll drop it in. Here we go. We got the check glass again. Somehow these ended up like coming together the way I had it going. Excuse me. You know, it's kind of a mystery to me how this works. I suppose I could figure it out, but oh, that takes more thought than what I have going for me at the moment. I'm just like, you know, this is a nice little repetitive task that you can do in front of your TV at night. You could probably whip out a bunch of these. Okay, so when I find my next bead, I'm going to drop it in. Okay, it's charm. Yeah, got a little heart charm in there. I know that will speed through some of this. because I don't think you want me to watch me just, you know, trying to figure out what I'm doing forever. Goodness. Okay, as soon as I can find the next bead, I'll drop it in. Oh, here's a little pink bead. He's going to get dropped in. Okay, let's check to see if there's any beads left on any of the bobbins. Because if there's no beads left on the bobbin, then we'll just kind of make the end, and I'll show you how to finish it, and then we'll look at it. I don't see any beads. Okay, I'm back again, and this is what we braided so far. So we're going to take it off of our loom here and finish it up, and we'll look at it and then decide how we might want to do another one. So there, pull it off, and we can loosen our bobbins up. And take everything off. Boy, a lot left over. More left over than I anticipated, so maybe I'll find a way to use that again. I could probably tie it at the beginning. So I'm going to make another one with a little different technique of putting the beads on, and then we're going to compare them and see how they look together. Oh, I think I felt a bead. Maybe I didn't get all my beads down. Okay, oh, one more. There's definitely enough there to make something else. Okay, then I'm going to tie the end here, wrap it around, and pull all the tails through. And tighten it up. This is a time that you should put some glue on there, and for the life of me I don't know what happened to my glue. I lost it, then I found it, now I don't know where it's at. It's probably where the bobbins are, you know, go figure. And then I'm going to cut it off, and here is our little keychain. So you can see when we had the beads coming down every time, it looks like this. They're all together, and here they're more spread out. So I do like the more spread out ones. I'm going to do a different braiding technique on another one using up my leftovers. So I will film that and let you see how that goes. So there is the keychain compared to the bracelet. And actually, that's okay. So it'll work. That little kitty's cute.